We are fighting for our lives. Workers of the world unite! 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 You have nothing to lose! And now is the time!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Would you be willing to have a conversation one-on-one with somebody on that side? No? Why not?
I don't know, just to avoid, I guess, problems or whatever.
You feel like they would say hateful stuff, or you feel like you would get upset and you just don't want to deal with it?
Yeah, it goes both ways, you know.
And I know if somebody handed you a baby, you would throw that too. They're a bunch of disrespectful kids that didn't ever get any discipline in their lives.
Just roll it. Presenting, what's the message?
Okay, well, this has been building up because there's certain factions on the other side that don't want freedom of speech and they want to shut us down. I believe these people have a right to say what they want.
Absolutely.
They don't have a right to throw rocks at us.
So you're all about people should be able to have their freedom of speech, say what they want to say. You have no problem with their message. You want them to be able to say what they want, but it cannot get violent, right?
It cannot be violent.
Absolutely.
I support their rights just as much as ours.
If they want to talk, we'll talk. If they want to fight, we'll fight, but they're going to lose again.
Yeah. Why is it that you think every time it gets to this point where there's opposing sides, how come we can't as adults have conversations? Like just the same way how I say I'm a follower of Dr. King's work. Obviously he says it's time to smash, but we don't have beef about that.
Because that side isn't like you. They don't have honor like you and intellectual honesty. They won't talk to you. If you want, look, we can do an experiment, no joke. Me and him will walk over there and we'll stand there and say, who wants to talk to us? And you can watch what will happen. Nazi, fascist.
You think so?
They'll call me a Nazi. They'll call me a fascist.
Attacked in under 5 minutes.
I tell you what, they'll call me a racist.
So okay, well, let's say opposite, right? If we took a few people from that side and brought them over here,
we would talk to them 100%.
You think they would be okay?
Guaranteed.
Tell me, are you pro-Trump?
I'm neutral. Okay. I'm neutral.
Okay, check this out. Listen, basically like this. If you brought somebody over here, we've had them in ours, but let's face it, come on. At least keep it real with me.
Yeah.
If I walk over there right now, and
you'd be okay.
No.
You'd be okay.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna give you a little insight.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something that happened. Hold on. Hey, hold on.
I didn't hear you.
So look.
Okay.
What the hell?
Hang on.
First of all,
in our world, they exist. They can be there.
Yeah.
In their world, we don't exist. We're not allowed to be there. So even like you're more like, even if you and I don't agree
politically, I'm neutral. Yeah.
No, but you'll talk to me.
Absolutely.
And you think I have the right to speak.
Absolutely.
They don't think that I have the right to speak. They don't believe in the person.
But I think you're speaking for an entire group, though, and I'm sure if we go over there, there's got to be a number of reasonable people that we can have conversations with.
Well, I can tell you what they'll say.
There will be, but the ones who aren't reasonable will stop their conversation.
Got it.
Yes.
Every time.
We've got to be able to figure out how to have these conversations to move past these issues, because a police line and rocks and water bottles and all of that stuff going back and forth, we see these things and it's not necessary. The only way we're going to fix these things is these sort of discussions, but we're not having these enough.
Well, in your opinion and my opinion, it's not necessary. To them, violence is necessary. It's a revolution.
On that side, there are the majority are sensible people. But like he said, right on the front line, a lot of times it's going to be the loudest people that are shouting their agenda.
We're back here having a conversation.
How can you distinguish who is sensible and who isn't?
Well, I think it would be if we took a few and from each side and said, let's meet in the middle. Like I would walk with the three of you guys here and say, let's grab 3 sensible people on that side.
Hugs, can I go?
Yeah, of course, man.
The long and short of it is, you're going to go home at the end of the day, you're going to have your opinion. I'm going to go home at the end of the day, I'm going to have my opinion. But the idea is for me not to punch you and you not to punch me.
And just talk about
just normal, and basically if I could take this whole situation and boil it down to one word, it's respect.
And that's how I feel about the other side too. You know, is that there's a lot of that sort of stuff. People throwing water bottles from that side.
That was perfect.
Yeah, the timing, right?
Perfect timing. So yeah, I mean,
he said we're in the line of fire. They're about to start throwing. We should. I got you guys. I got you. Thanks, man. But so, you know,
it's ironic how we're
the timing of it, yeah. And it just and it's unfortunate that it's that, like, it gets to that point, you know, and people start throwing stuff on. You're a reasonable guy, you know, and obviously
I would just take the time of day to come and talk to me. They'd be like, "Oh, you've had Latino girlfriends?
Right?
You think black women are hot as fuck?" I'm straight up. I don't fucking discriminate.
Right.
They're all hot.
Right.
Me, you know what I mean?
Because they're people. They're human beings.
And you know, we have a tough life to get through. And being around all these positive people make it easier for me to get through life. Dude, all right, bro, I really appreciate you coming out
Thank
with that
you
free
so much for your time.
What we want to do is promote the American flag, because free hugs is a neutral thing.
Yes.
The American flag is a neutral thing. It's not partisan. You know what
Amen.
I mean? So at least that'll get a little something going.
I love that.
You know, something that we can all agree on.
Yep, I love that.
Respect.
Respect. Thanks so much, brother. Yeah. Thanks for having our back. Enemies or aggression on both sides. I try to identify who's the reasonable person, and let's talk about it. Let's figure out ways
that magnet, you attract the reasonable people.
Thank you.
Who are willing to talk about
Thank
it.
you.
But again, seeing it online is awesome.
Yeah.
You can feel it,
but seeing it real. Yeah.
And you see their reactions, and you see the wrinkles in their faces and their forehead. That's beautiful.
Thank you, man.
And what you're doing is beautiful.
Thank you so much. Would you be willing to have a conversation with the people on the other side if you know they would? You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that they'd be ignorant and very arrogant. But I know. I'm pretty sure I know.
I went on that side, and they were like, we would have a conversation with people on that side, but they wouldn't be willing to have it with us. And I'm like, that's the problem. That's the disconnect. Is that both sides want to talk, but nobody's talking. You know. And I've been able to go on both sides and hear both sides, and I feel like we all have similar messages. None of us want the violence, right? We all want to be able to, in a peaceful and civil way, move forward, but that never seems to be the case.
And the first cop that took my Pepsi, he just fucking chucked it. He threw it away instead of saying, no, I'm not thirsty,
right.
or whatever.
You were trying to do what the commercial said.
Right? The Pepsi obviously didn't work. But yeah, I've been trying to keep it peaceful here because, like, I mean, nothing is going to get solved through violence. Throwing rocks at one another, racial slurs, things like that are not going to work.
Well, you went over to that side, you know, and obviously, I mean, you sound very reasonable. You were making sense with your message over there. How do you feel about some of the things that you heard on that side from them?
Well, from what I was hearing is that he was open to dialogue.
Absolutely.
He was speaking, trying to articulate what is reasoning for him to be on the conservative side.
Absolutely.
And you know, that's great. I mean, we're all individual people. That's the first thing. We have to look for each other as individual people.
Absolutely.
Instead of basing each other as an
a whole group.
Because
right.
that just erases the whole basis of everything. And I think what you're doing and what I'm doing is part of chaos turning into order.
Absolutely.
Because this is where it meets. You know, it's like we're having a conversation.
Absolutely.
And it's becoming something. It's becoming something. But it's important. This certain type of conversation had to pop up.
Just been going around to both sides and trying to get people to engage in dialogue. I feel like that's the only way we're going to fix a lot of these problems is when we can communicate. We can't have just one side that feels one way and then the other side that feels the other way, and we're never communicating. Instead, we're throwing things back and forth, cursing at each other. You know, so as soon as we can figure out how to communicate, so I try to identify people on each side that are willing to communicate and highlight that on my channel.
And what are you telling them?
Listen to one another. That's the most important thing. They just have to listen to one another.
Well, the majority of us are anarchists, so we're very autonomous. There's no leader.
Got it.
You have your way, we have ours.
Yeah. So do you guys see someone like myself who is a neutral peacekeeper that goes in, tries to have communication with all sides? Would you guys see me as being your enemy as we're on the front lines?
That depends. That depends, like, on what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
If you were to try to rip my mask off,
no, come on.
Yeah.
So as I'm just doing my job as a peacekeeper, having communication with you, having communication with people on both sides of the front line, you guys don't see that as an issue. You see it as a problem.
Personally, I can't speak for everybody else, but not me personally.
Got it.
Like, Now, if a Nazi's coming at me and I gotta protect myself and you grab me, we're gonna have a fucking
Yeah,
problem.
no, I wouldn't do that. If anything,
You know
I
what I'm saying?
would try to jump between both of you guys to
Right.
make sure that
Now,
neither
something
of you
like that
guys
I can't
get hurt.
mad at. I used to work security,
Got
so
it.
I can get mad at something
Yeah,
like that.
because that's my work. Like when I'm there
understand.
and I see groups about to go at it, I'm the guy that's usually, yo, you guys need to chill,
Absolutely.
right?
And the world needs that.
Yeah,
The world needs that.
yeah.
Just like the world needs militant left.
I had a feeling. I want to do it.
You look very familiar.
How did you predict that though? You turned around for a second and knew that something didn't seem right there.
Because of her.
Oh, you heard her before you turned around. Got it.
Oh, he thinks he's tough, and then he saw me and said, oh shit. That happens a lot. A lot of these fucks are like that, man. They're tough until it's like, what's up?
So he's talking smack to her, but he knows if you come over there, then it's all
We ain't
bad.
gonna be talking.
I always wanted to tell you, man, I think you're one of the bravest people out there.
Thank you so much,
I
brother.
just want to say
I
I
appreciate
saw
that.
and I was inspired by that.
Wow, thank you.
Keep it up, man.
I really
Keep it up, man.
appreciate
God
that.
bless
Thank you. Thank
God
you,
bless you. Take
man.
care.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much, brother. Thanks.
I appreciate you coming out here.
Thank you so much,
That
man.
just showed me that how real you are.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm a real dude.
I saw when you opened the whole clip package, and how excited you were.
Absolutely. Oh, so you really watch this stuff, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
If I to see somebody out there just go and make something like that, in a sense, I don't want to use the word trendy,
Yep.
but in a way you're trendy, you know what I mean?
To make peace trendy on here.
So many times I thought about how you control it in those very momentous situations.
Yeah.
And right here, I seen maybe little signs of tension.
Yeah.
But overall, it seems like everybody's kind of trying to not to.
It's really peaceful.
Let that evolve. If I could ask you just for one thing, can I get a picture?
Yeah, of course. Let's get a picture, man. Yeah.
It mean the world, honestly.
Cool.
It really.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you,
See
brother.
around, brother.
What was your name?
Carlos.
Carlos. Good to meet you, man. I'm Ken.
Keep doing it.
Thank you so much, man.
doing it, really.
Thank you. I really appreciate the
Send my
support.
energy from afar.
Cool. I appreciate it.
Man, you give me hope,
Thanks.
man.
Thank
give
you.
me so much hope. My name is Milo, by the way.
Good to meet you, Milo. Thanks.
We'll give you another
Yeah.
hug, man. Oh, thank you so much,
Cool.
man.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
I appreciate
We're gonna
you,
heal
Milo.
this country, man.
That's what
We're
it's
gonna
gonna
heal
take.
this country, all right?
Amen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
What's going on, brother?
Cool. I'm good. I'm good. It was good to see you over on that side too, man. I mean, the more reasonable people that there are that are willing to go back and forth and actually have conversations rather than all the yelling that's been going on back and forth.
Yeah, I know that, deep down, we all just kind of want to survive, right? We all just want to feed our families,
Absolutely.
feed ourselves, not float our head out.
Absolutely.
Our head. So going over there to see those speeches, to hear what those people have to say, man, I gotta hear what the other side is saying, because if we never talk to each other, you know what I mean, we'll never get anywhere. We'll never make progress. So
Absolutely.
That was definitely my motivation.
Cool. So now, being a teacher and knowing that obviously as black and brown people are feeling oppressed and they come out to the front lines of these things, they're angry. And, there were people on that side that agreed with that as well, But they seem to also agree that the only way that we're going to fix these things is with communication.
And you get past the aggression when you first meet someone.
Yeah.
Then you can get rid of that and start communicating because you feel safe in that environment.
Yeah.
And I feel safe in that environment. You felt safe over there, right?
Absolutely. I was cool.
So you were good to go because in your mentality, in your mind, you're like, safety is my primary concern.
Absolutely.
And as long as I have safety, you can disagree with what I think, and I can disagree with what you think.
Yeah.
But if I know at the end of the day when I go home, I'm safe, my family's safe, and I can support them, feed them, etc., then I don't really have a problem with someone having a different opinion if I know that I can have dialogue with them someday and be able to get past that, or at least have some kind of mutual understanding.
If something popped off, now myself as a peacekeeper, if something popped off, I'm always rushing in to try to keep people separate. With you as a teacher, are you that same sort of person where if something popped off, I mean, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight, right? Would you be willing to, right? Would you be willing to go in and even in between two strangers, for the sake of peace, risk your own safety to say, yo, you guys need to be cool and talk or separate yourselves?
Definitely, man. That's like a reaction, right? Because
it's automatic.
We're not here for that.
Right.
If you're here for anything but the purpose why we're here, my reaction is going to be like, whoa, fellas, you messing this up, man. That's not what we're here for. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're the guy or you're the group that the news is going to see.
Right.
They're not going to see brothers, sisters, people having dialogue.
Right.
They're going to show, oh, a protest happened, a fight happened, these many people are injured, police had to break it up, we can't really do these things.
Right, right.
So my thing is always to allow people the chance to at least make their mistakes, right? And for them to do that, you can't. Violence has to be out of the equation. So definitely, like in class, there's no fighting. My kids know that already.
Right.
It's all about talking. If you can't do it with your words, you lost already, man.
Right,
You lost.
right.
So
I dig that, man.
Jump in for sure, man.
We're cut from the same cloth, man. I appreciate you, bro. Cool.
Dude, I love this guy.
Thanks.
I love this guy, dude. What are you doing here, dude?
Keeping the peace.
Oh, dude.
It got a little crazy over here.
Dude, can I take a selfie with you?
Of course, man. Let's do it.
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm nervous, man.
Don't be nervous.
I'm nervous, dude. I'm nervous, dude.
This is a regular guy, man.
No, you're not.
Looks like the police are clearing out. Everything remained peaceful. I mean, aside from a few water bottles being thrown back and forth, people calling each other names, that was the most of it. But I think some of the dialogue that we were able to get from people from both sides, it was great. It's great to see the police to be able to take off without any altercations. No arrests were made. Everything remained peaceful. And that's how these things have to be. You know, when we can just be able to express ourselves in the most positive and peaceful way possible. Bring it in, man. Bring it. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for keeping the peace out here, man.